See where that's that string. Yeah. Hey, there we go. What's up guys, Oblivion Element here, and today we are doing Fallout New Vegas. I need to turn the music up before I copyright because it is actually copyrighted music. Great. No. Back. Right, radio. Shut up. There we go. What's up guys, Oblivion Element here, and today we are playing Fallout New Vegas. This is a mod that I downloaded for the game, and you can turn it on and off if you want to play it as the base game, or you know, play it with the mods. Novak is just over there because that's where the mod starts, and I need to turn the other quests off because I haven't played this game much. Like I only got it quite recently, and I've just been playing it. I think about an hour so far, and basically this thing is it's like a murder story from what I've seen. The only thing that ruins it is I know what happens, but everyone else doesn't. So I think that's where it might come in. It might be a bit interesting because then people can get involved more. And this is the Hypatia Cave where the mod takes place in Hypatia's vault, which has a big intro to it, and I think it starts as soon as I go in here. And if I remember this correctly, Hypatia is a woman philosopher. No, Alexandra is a woman's philosopher in the Greek city of Hypatia, which was filled with knowledge until it was raided, and then it was sworn to be protected. And yeah, that's all I can remember really. Yeah, let's go in and see what happens.
Years before the nuclear catastrophe, a handful of wealthy men and women grew increasingly worried by the political unrest across their countries. Moral panic, witch hunts, and censorship spread like wildfire. This congregation, scientists, professors, artists, felt the need for a place where history and culture could be preserved, safe from those who would destroy it for its seditious content. They pooled their resources in the hopes of creating such a place, free from the volatile swing of political agenda. A vault was to be built. Within it would be enclosed the most comprehensive collection of books and holotapes in history. The project owed much to the efforts of one Professor Cartwright, who at one time worked for a certain Robert Edwin House at the Robco Company, and used his position to secure valuable contracts within Voltec. As the construction of this library began, the intellectuals gathered their private collections, hunted tirelessly for rare texts to complete them. Cartwright would oversee this process and act as the library's caretaker. When it was time, all would gather for shelter, seal the doors behind them. None of them could predict, however, that the bombs would fall so early, and when they did, Cartwright was alone in the library. The professor knew that his days were numbered. To ensure that the library would not die with him, he spent his time reprogramming his robots. The machines would ensure that the library would persevere until the world could once again take advantage of its wisdom. He would endow them with the ability to think, the ability to choose, the ability to learn. Partly because he feared the dangers that might threaten the library in years to come. Partly because as the years grew long, he needed someone, something to soothe his solitude. 200 years have passed. Far enough time for something to go wrong. Today, the courier awakens the library from its long sleep.
That is a really good intro for a mod. Considering that, I think there's a few people were involved in this, but this is like literally it's just a mod. Someone that is like taking their time to take every voice line and record it and put it into that intro, and it just sounds amazing. But as soon as we walk in, graveyard with maintenance bots and skeletons. I didn't mean to press that. I tried to press R because that's always run for my keys. But this is a graveyard with, I'm assuming that's a candle, with bodies of robots and skeletons who could have been in there when the bombs dropped and they just were brought out because they died. I mean, it is 200 years old, so it could well be that. But the Mr. Handy bots, the robots, they can live forever basically, unless they break. But even then, you can still repair them. So the fact that they're still out here is a bit worrying. If I do this, the big Hypatia H is on the door. Let's talk to the control panel.
Is there somebody out there? What? A radio broadcast? So, there's still people out there fitted with a Pip-Boy, huh?
Yes, because this mod starts with a radio transmission getting sent to your Pip-Boy, which just says Hypatia over and over and over again.
Yes, we are. You're coming from a vault, aren't you?
No.
Well, I don't see why we should have this conversation through an intercom. Please, come inside. I fear I must ask you to come in alone, though. We have a strict policy when it comes to our maximum number of guests.
That's something that always gets me with this. When the quest is added, treat me nice. He says that we have a strict number of guests, but the entire thing's just filled with robots. Now we go in, very Vault style-y, with a Mr. Handy robot here. With some flamer fuel. Don't have a flamer, but I'll take it. Metal box. I'm just gonna take everything so I can sell it later on. That's better. It's you walk in, it's just a normal vault basically, like any other. I need them. Like just any other vault really. It's like there's nothing really special about it. Open the door. Hypatia passage. Ooh, lots of books. Ooh, God, there's a turret there. That is one heavily guarded turret. Heavily guarded turret. That's one heavily armed turret. Another one there, and there's two down there. But there is a lot of books. That's a lot of books. Hello, who are you? Maintenance bot. Despite your presence, the machine gets on with its work, as if you weren't there. Examine the robot closer. It looks like another Mr. Handy unit. It's particularly worn out, and some wires are hanging from his left side. Can you help me?
Please move along. If you have any questions, James on the first floor will be happy to answer.
So you're just basically a maintenance bot running for code to do your duties then. The machine quickly resumes its duties unfazed. Yeah, so basically just doing your job. I don't think there's any way to... I mean, there's another Mr. Handy, and again, I think there's one over there as well. Yep, there it is. There's three Mr. Handys. Well, the maintenance bots are not Mr. Handys, but... yeah, they're there. Let's have a look at the atrium, see what goes on here. And we're in. Ooh, the music sounds nice. The atrium. This is very Vault-esque. It's very Vault-y. Like, this is very nice looking for 200 years. I mean, the tree must have like natural light source or something, or like fake natural light even. Are you James? Yes, you are.
Okay, let's do this right.
Okay.
Greetings, I am James, Rapco Protectron Unit 13882, and personal assistant for Professor Cartwright. How may I help you?
So at least he knows he's a robot. It's not AI as if to say it thinks it's a human AI. What is this place, James?
This is the library built by the professor in the year 2072. It is one of the most extensive compilations of human knowledge in the world, provided other collections survive, of course.
Okay, so it's just basically a library then. What is the purpose of the place?
It serves several purposes, from educating the occasional visitor to helping the survivors, building an enlightened society, to remain a beacon of unaltered knowledge of a bygone era, and a safeguard.
For? Safeguard for what?
From historical revisionism, among others. The victor rewrites history. We need to ensure that the record of past events doesn't get scrapped because of fluctuating political contingencies.
So basically, it's to make sure that it doesn't get rewritten to make one side look better than the other. Sorry to shake your tree, but there's already plenty of books outside. What's the point of all this?
Exhaustivity. Each and every book in this place has been properly indexed and sealed in our database, dramatically reducing the risk that any part of mankind's heritage becomes lost.
Okay. I have other questions about your
Of
library.
course! I'd be happy to answer.
Do you get many visitors? Because I'm assuming with this place being 200 years old, people are bound to stumble across it every now and again.
We received a fair share of guests in the past, but the last few years, not so much. It seems the Night Stalkers are roaming around, dissuading most travelers from exploring the area.
Yeah, I had to kill 3 Night Stalkers outside before I could get in here. But considering I'm only level 2, that was pretty difficult to do. You're in a rather remote area, so I mean, I guess you won't get many visitors? I suppose the Night Stalkers will ward them off first.
Yes, we'll have to address this problem eventually, but not yet. Not as long as the war outside is raging at least.
Why don't you do something about it?
First, we are programmed to stay inside and take care of this library. It's the way we're made. The second reason is, well, I can't explain it much further. Let's just say that for now we're playing it submarine style.
So you don't want to be noticed? You could if you wanted to, but you don't want to. Do you need a hand with those Night Stalkers, considering I've already killed them?
I'd rather not. At least not for now.
I mean, to be fair, if you killed the Night Stalkers, then you would just basically open up the chance of this getting found again.
I'm all ears.
Mind if I stay and look around for a bit?
Of course, you're welcome to use our facility. Feel free to ask Roland upstairs for a room in our living quarters. That said, you should know there are some general rules you must observe during your stay here.
Let me guess, no smoking, no torching the place, and no bringing the books to the toilets? Which are?
Treat the facility with respect. As long as your actions do not threaten our collection, no harm should come to you.
Fair. Pretty vague, but I'll keep that in mind.
Sorry, I know I just dumped that on you like some kind of threat, but it really isn't. We just want your stay here to be as comfortable as possible. I'm just supposed to give all our guests a basic rundown of our rules. You know, rules and regulations. That kind of thing.
Obviously. I want to talk about something else.
Ask away.
Who is Professor Cartwright?
Back when titles were still relevant, he was a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Chief Science Officer of ROPCO. His domain of expertise, as you surely guessed, artificial intelligence.
The gaps between the audios are a bit far apart. How did you manage to build this place?
A well-planned intersection of resources, contacts, and wealth. Of course, being in close relation with Vault-Tec's brass also played in his success.
Obviously. Robco Company, you mean Mr. House Robco Company?
Correct. I'm not surprised he still is alive today. When our master told us about him, he was described as quite the resourceful individual.
How do they know that Mr. House is still alive if they haven't been outside for 200 years? Did your master and Mr. House work together?
Yes, but I don't know the details. Our master wasn't very much inclined to talk about his former CEO for some reason.
He says that really creepily then, for some reason.
Let's proceed.
Whatever, I don't care, Robbie. What I need is some weapons, food and medicine. This is a library, so you're expecting to get special books. I do have a lot of special books on me. Skill books. Have you got any of those?
Well, you should ask Roland for any kind of misplaced books, I fear. He usually loiters around in the lounge on the second floor.
You said that really weirdly then. Are you hiding something from me, James? How many of you there are there?
Machines, you mean? Quite a number, I must say. But I imagine you're asking how many of us are gifted with a personality module. A handful. There's me, Helena in the clinic upstairs, Roland in the lounge, and there's also Arthur in the computer room.
How do you get things? How come you've lasted that long? 200
Good
years.
preparation, I guess. We have enough resources to sustain ourselves. We produce our own energy, recycle most of our scrap. Our Mr. Handy units go outside and scavenge when needed, and keep both the facility and us Protectrons in top condition.
So the Mr. Handys can go outside, but the Protectrons can't. Okay, well bearing in mind, the Protectrons are going to be really slow, so if the Mr. Handys want to go outside, they can just be really quick and they have weaponry, whereas the Protectrons are quite slow. How do you get things taken care of?
Each of us has a specific responsibility. Helena has the final word when it comes to our guests' health. Roland takes care of logistics, and Arthur is our database. Everything in between or about the library in general falls upon me.
That's a bit of a burden, isn't it? I want to ask you something
Yes.
else. What's to do around here?
Besides reading, on the first level you'll find the movie theater, the reading room, the laundry, the borrowing service, and the computer room. Not that much on this one, except our database, Arthur, and he's not very responsive. On the second floor there's a living quarters, the lounge where you'll find Roland, the cafeteria, Helena's infirmary, and the classroom. Why do we have a classroom? Don't hesitate to ask Roland for a room.
I just realised what you said there. I didn't hear that before. He just turned around and went, "Why do we have a classroom?" I was like, that's a very good point. Why do you have a classroom? It's not like you've got children in the vault. I mean, to be fair, if children were to get in, they would probably want somewhere to sit and read. But there's lots of chairs here, so like you don't really need that. I guess I'm off around this visit at yours then.
Wait. Now that the rules and regulations are taken care of, can I ask you a question?
Okay. Ask away.
I heard that the outside world is violent. Seeing you carry these weapons around, I assume you can take care of yourself out there. You already killed someone, didn't you? How did it feel?
I haven't technically killed anyone yet. It's only been animals. To be fair, I'd say it's a matter of survival. Like, a life or death. It's like, you're usually doing it for good people. Yeah, let's say that one. It's a matter of survival. You earn the right to live in a violent world. Nope, where is it? I usually doing honest people a favour by cleaning up the trash, and I'd rather feel good about it.
So you're that kind of person, eh? I hope the people outside won't miss you much while you stay here. Anyways, please, make yourself comfortable.
That makes it sound like he's just going to trap you forever, and you're just never going to get out. Right, let's go have a look around. There's take a pre-war book. I don't want to do that. Dexter Aldridge. I'll take that vote. Well, for now anyway. Let's go explore. I've still got the torch on. There we go. I mean, what is this? Does it say? Clinic and common room. Yeah, clinic and common room. No, I don't want to go this way. Let's go to the lounge, because that's where I think we need to be. Nope, can't go in there. Systems room. We need to go upstairs, he said. There's some stairs. I'm going up them. Let's go find Roland, I think. Yep, let's go find Roland. There is the cafeteria. Clinic, common room. I'm assuming it's yep, common room. Are you Roland? I assume so. Yep.
Oh, terrific! Daddy's boy let another bum in the door. Well, welcome to Library de Roland. Don't steal any of my shit, okay? Looks like you can't read anyways, so I probably don't have much to worry about.
It just said that, welcome to the Library de Roland, which is like saying that the library belongs to him. So, I'm not here to loot anything.
I can see your pupils dilating, you filthy liar. Oh yeah, we've got 7 full books on polygraph machines alone. I may not be able to jack off, but I am smarter than you. Oh yeah.
Fair. Because you're a machine as well, you'll probably have the intelligence to expand and be more clever, basically. I'm here out of sheer curiosity. I'm not interested in the loot place. No, I'm reformed. I used to be like that, but I took a bullet to the head. If I was really there to ransack the place, what would it be to you? I have nothing more to say about it. No. Sheer curiosity.
Oh, I can see your little gelatinous eyeballs darting around the room. I see you looking at all my stuff. That plant, mine. That painting, mine. That jukebox, wanna guess? Yours or mine? Time up! It's mine!
I mean, I still don't give a shit. I'm not here to steal anything. So I have nothing more to say about this.
Alright, well, what else would you like to talk about? Maybe we could talk about how you're probably gonna starve to death. Did you know that if you don't eat, the human body begins to consume its own muscle and tissue after a week or two? You'd probably eat your own shit after that point. Pretty interesting read.
He's in a library, so he's just gonna go around reading random shit. You're absolutely right about me. I'm here to scavenge. Now move, toaster. I have a backpack to fill. Fair. Why are you so obnoxious?
Well, it's not my fault. I had abusive parents, and they, used to hit me.
Asshole. Give me a room and let's be done with each other. No. I'm gonna be polite to him. When you said daddy's boy earlier, did you refer to James, and why?
Huh? Oh, well. When did you take an interest in the interpersonal politics of a bunch of soulless machines, huh?
Since I walked in here and I want to find out about everyone. James told me that he was the go-to guy if I wanted some special books.
Oh, right. That's me, alright. The go-to guy for the special books right here. Good old Roland.
So where can I find some issues of Guns and Bullets or...
Oh, I don't know. It's a goddamn library. You want you to look around, asshole.
Isn't hiding books against the whole point of the library?
You know, believe it or not, I used to actually care about this place. Oh yeah. It was my sole purpose in this existence after all. So, when I see a bunch of reckless Neanderthals utilizing these books for the most distasteful of purposes, as well as wearing them out before any future generations can enjoy them, I decided it was best to put them away for safekeeping. Sue me.
I mean, it's got a point. As soon as you like use a special book, you eat it basically. It just disappears. Just give me a room and let's be done with each other.
You know, this is a classy establishment, not a homeless shelter for ugly, radioactive, pushy dipshits. But so be it. This is what our beloved master wanted, so I shall oblige. Here's the key to your special discount suite. I have no doubt you will feel right at home there. Oh yeah.
Okay. He gave you the key to room 4. You have a bad feeling about this. Do I now? god, my keyboard's having a fit. Stop it. I think my keyboard's about to die. Because I use a wireless keyboard, so... Let's see if turning it off and on again works. If not, I'll just swap to a controller. Let's go to the living quarters and see what's going on in here. He said room 4, so let's go to a room 4. Let's go this way. There's room 3. Requires key. Room 2 requires key. Room 6 locks very hard. 7 locks average. Can't get that one there. 5. What's this one? That's 8. Four. Use key. Hey. Ooh, scrap map. Mine. James wanted to talk to you further. He has something interesting to say. Does he now? I'm still looking around, so leave me alone. I'll take the cases and the rifles and stuff. Powder rifle. Raiders Arclight helmet. I'll take that. Talk to the terminal. As your hand brushes against the keyboard, a message suddenly pops up on the screen. Alright, you're here. So, shall we get started? As if I'm meant to know who you are. Get started to what? There's something you must find. Cartwright had something in mind for each of these guys. He had something prepared, and I don't know what. Those guys, you mean the robots? Yes, the robots. Who or what I am. Doesn't matter who I am. The answer would be more confusing than helpful anyway. What is this something prepared you're asking me to find? Just get to it, okay, I can't stay too long, we'll talk later. I have no idea who that is. What was that? Take Letting the Kids Suffer by Nicholas Lever. 1 of 20 books. Find all the books with a light blue spine. Ooh. So we've got some exploring to do. Some random duct tape, some baths. I'm assuming that one of... Nope, no it's not. I'm assuming that one of those books is going to be a hidden book. Ooh. Bonnet. Oh, we're going to say the hat. I want the hat. Handyman jumpsuit. A printing card. That suit didn't like the printing card movie. That said 1 out of 50 printing cards. I don't know. Let's have a look. See. Let's just have a look around and see what we can find, really. Because I have a feeling that something is going to be just around that we need to go have a look. What about you? Is there anything behind you? There's a toaster. Take beyond the pleasure. Ooh, yes. And that one. So there's 3. I think. Oh no, these are. Is that a one? I have no idea. Printing card. Activate ledger. Piper Fuckface. Is that Fuckface meant to be me? I have no idea. Darren Andretti, Cecilia Parson, Dexter Aldridge, and Roger Erickson, and skin cancer. Well, you're nice. Intercom? No, nothing happens when I talk to the intercom. I can take a harmonica, thank you. Empty Sunset Sarsaparilla, lunchbox. The bottle cap. Yes. Ooh, Dexter Aldridge log 1. So I found 1 and 2 of these, and I don't know. I'll have to have a look later on at what they are. Taking them, regardless. And these. They're mine now. I found today's decision. He was on about hiding all the books, the special books. Today's decision is a good special book. Over here. Anything being a book, a hole in the wall, or So the books that I was getting before were actually the books I needed. They were just named books. That's kind of stupid. So nothing that one. Nothing. Oop. Fixing things. Yes. This one. Absolutely nothing. But there is a toilet with no rads in it. That's new. Yeah, let's go have a poke around, see what happens. There's a suitcase. Pre-war casual wear. Using agility 1. My agility is quite high anyway. Press it. Agility 1. Also agility 1. Oh, I just saw a printing card then. There it is. I made it glitch up. That's nice. What's this way? Are they stairs? Yep, they're stairs. I don't want to go downstairs yet. I want to have a complete look upstairs first. The trunk? Nope, empty. This way? Requires key. Sanctum. There's some more stairs. Back to the library, I'm assuming. Yep, back to the library. What's this one? I'm assuming this is the classroom he was on about. Another today's decision. Thank you. I think all these are like glued to the shelf, basically. Yep, they're all glued to the shelf. Another Dexter Aldridge tip. Thank you. They're probably going to come in handy later on. Terminal? The terminal's not responding. So I don't think the terminal wants to talk to me anymore. Open the locker. I mean, I can have a crutch. This one. Another crutch. This one. Cherry bomb. Oh. I don't think that's going to be important to me, to be fair. Let's go this way and have a look. Clinic? Not yet. I will go have a look at the clinic in a second. Games room. Ooh, hello, games room. Dexter's room key. I think I'm finding secrets that I'm not meant to find this early. Roller skates? I swear I can't actually roller skate in this game. That'd be pretty cool actually, if you just roller skate around the vault. Kitchen? Yeah, I fucking know. Caravan lunchbox. Toaster. Don't think there's anything in it. Let's have a look in the fridge. Ooh, purified water. Thank you. Deviled eggs, whiskey. I'm not going to take anything out there. Sunset sarsaparilla. Yes, please. Thank you. Nuka-Cola and bottle cap. Thank you. Atomic. Nuka-Cola quartz. Atomic cocktails. Nuka-Cola victory. What does that do? Let's have a look. Items. Aid. Nuka-Cola victory. Plus 4 HP over 20 seconds. Action points plus 13. Perception minus 1. And rad's 9. So it's not really helpful then, is it? Future weapons today. And another fixing things. Finding all the special books today. That's another book. 3 out of 20. Another Dexter Aldridge. Activate the radio. Repair the radio? I fixed the radio. Wait, I fixed the Prospector's Saloon radio. But I already did that back at Sunny Springs. There's a glitch between worlds there. You might want to get on that. Another one. There's 4 out of 20. God, I swear down I'm finding so much shit that I'm not meant to find this early on. Let's go this way. Just gonna loop around. Yeah, loop around some stairs. I think we should go to the clinic and meet Helena, I think it was, or Helena. Helena. Hello. Open fire hose. Nothing in there. Open door. So you're Helena, I'm assuming.
Welcome. How may I help you?
Yes, you are Helena. Hello. What kind of help can you provide?
I am programmed to treat a wide array of human traumas. Do you need treatment?
I don't think so. I mean, I do have a bullet hole in my head, but that's from a bit earlier on, so no thank you. This one? Nah, I figured I would continue soaking your carpet with my blood if that's okay with you. Sarcasm. Much.
It seems you are wounded. Please lay down and stay still for a moment. I'll take care of your wounds. Okay. Here you go.
Health restored, thank you. I have a question for you and your robotic fellows.
Is this about us in general, or about one of us specifically?
All of you in general, really, but...
Well, we abide to our programming, which is restrictive for some parts, and very permissive for others. Besides our ability to emulate most human emotions, our main difference with traditional personality simulations is that we can learn and evolve.
So you actually have an AI that can develop. It can make you smarter in a way to make you more like a human. It gives you a human brain, basically. Evolve, and how do you do that?
By questioning what we have learned. Daily, we process all newly acquired information and compare it with our current knowledge. We analyze, appraise, and question what we know, and use it to build a new perspective. Although the learning process is very intuitive to humans, it is an incredibly complex process to AI like us. We have to prioritize and value every new lesson, every new idea, every new concept through careful examination and confrontation. A good analogy is the one of a crippled learning to walk with synthetic legs. In the same manner, we learn how to think with a synthetic brain.
It's a pretty good metaphor, to be fair. How is your I can't even say that word. Programmation? I think I was meant to say programming or something. How is your programming restrictive?
Besides the fact that we have to enforce our basic protocols, namely to protect humans, protect the library, protect ourselves, we are restricted in our behaviors by preset personalities. For example, my own neurocomputational matrix is programmed to be supportive, helpful, and comforting. When Roland, for another example, is programmed to be obnoxious, disobedient, and provocative.
Yeah, he's like that a lot, to be fair. Why did your master program you this way?
He never told us why he did so. But when we talk about it among us, to this day, I still ask myself if we succeeded.
Emotions, does that mean that you're almost human?
Almost human is still far away from the real deal. The only goal of these programmed emotions is to give more verisimilitude to our interactions with humans. Nothing more. Acting like we feel something is not feeling. I can recite a poem with proper tone and rhythm, but not understand its emotional significance.
So you'd have to do it with someone speaking it to you, so that you'd have to learn how you feel about a certain situation, if your programming let you do that. Beyond these three protocols, any hidden ones? AI programmers love their little paradoxes.
I know what you're talking about. Wasn't it a great book? And no, there's no zeroth law or protocol in our program.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
As far as I know. Oh, God, I hate thinking about this. Anyway, the only thing that can make us bypass our protocols is a direct order from our master.
Sorry. I just hit the microphone then. So, if you was determined to go, this statement is false, would you then self-destruct because you were thinking about it too much? Or would you be like Wheatley from Portal 2 and just be like, I don't give a shit? You're very helpful. Now on to another topic. About James, may I ask you something?
James. Isn't he a sweet fellow?
Absolutely. You tell me, what's with his weird questions?
He couldn't resist, could he? I told him this would make our guests uneasy. Shortly put, he is programmed to ask all kinds of questions, to be curious of the outside world and people. Because of this, our master decided he would be the first to talk to new guests. He's the one managing this vault's relation with the outside.
I haven't found him yet. I haven't found Cartwright, if that's what I don't know. Bearing in mind, he would be 200 years old by now, so I think he'd be dead. He's very diligent. Yes, he was very diligent when it comes to the library's safety. Is he some kind of leader for you all?
For some matters, yes, even if we all have our field of authority. As for the library, since we have limited resources to ensure its perpetuation, he is the one to make long-term decisions.
So he's the one that basically says, you do this and I do this. If he's so curious of the outside world, or the world outside people and the world... Hang on. If he's so curious of the world outside people and the world, why doesn't he get out himself? That doesn't make sense, but I'll bypass it.
We can't go out. That would leave this place unattended, and we all have a role to fulfill here. Besides, what's a few Protectron out there if not easy pickings for scavengers?
That's a good point. Most Protectrons are like painted and it's just reprogrammed to do whatever. Does he have some kind of curiosity for... Does he have some kind of curious and morbid curiosity about death and murder?
We are all programmed to try and understand what we can't grasp. For us, intuitive concepts like dreams, sensations, or feelings are elusive. There's a chasm between humans and us, and despite the odds, we have to work every day to find a way to cross it. That's how we are made. We are constantly chasing concepts that escape us.
Fair. I wish to talk about something else. I'm really curious about Roland.
Roland. What of him?
Is he a dick? Well, yeah, we already know. We've seen him. Was your master some kind of masochist? To program a robot to be that obnoxious?
A little bit, yes. Our master needed to stay focused. Even if we each provided a form of stimulation, we were more or less yes men to him. He needed something to push him out of his boundaries from time to time. So to keep his fighting spirit alive, he programmed Roland. And as for why he allowed Roland to be offensive to our guests, I suppose he thought that it was critical for our guests to have at least a modicum of patience or self-derision.
So basically it's just teaching the guests who come in to not give a shit. To be honest, he's giving me a hard time any advice on how to handle him.
Please keep in mind that whatever you tell him, he will use it at the first occasion to irritate you. He's both clever and persistent. That said, I remember 2 people that managed to avert his vigorous badgering.
That's excellent news. Who were they?
As time went by, our master seemed more and more amused by Roland's provocations. In the end, every time Roland tried to taunt our master, he shrugged it off with a laugh. As for the other one, it was our first guest, Piper.
What's the deal with Piper?
Strong character. Piper had seen many things and lived a whole lot of experiences outside. Survived the Holocaust too.
Did she just tell you that? Because the Holocaust was in 1938 to 45. And we are currently, I think, 2237? Or 2267? I can't remember. So I doubt she would have survived the Holocaust, to be fair. Let's not get sidetracked here. There was other things I wish to know about Roland.
And they are?
What's the stupid cowboy boots and hat? I mean, it makes him look pretty cool. It makes him look like a sheriff.
Well, Roland forbids me to tell that story, but I'm not supposed to follow his orders anyway. It's a rather amusing story, to be honest.
I like amusing
As you
stories.
know, our master defined Roland to be offensive and irritating in great variety of ways. And there was one method which he was very proficient with. Impersonation. Seeing how we resemble each other physically, The only way our master could differentiate us at the time was our voice modules. Then one fine day, Roland discovered he could mimic both my and James's voices. He'd then pass up as one of us and act as if he was malfunctioning. For a time, our master bought it and went to great troubles trying to repair us, until he realized that Rollo was mocking him all along.
Rollo.
So he put a cowboy hat and star on him so he could never fool him again. Later, he decided to paint us all and give us some visual identity.
So you've got the red, James got the blue, and Roland got the orange then. I'm still yet to find Arthur. I think he's in the computer room, but I don't know if he's a Protectron. Enough of Roland, we've dignified him with enough chatter already.
I could tell you it gets better with time, but I would be lying.
That's nice. Yourself, tell me about yourself.
I assure you there is nothing much to know about me. I examine, I treat, I stitch.
Yeah, but
When I'm
a lot of
not,
people who say
I
that,
try
like...
to develop
hang on.
my psychoanalytical skills, which is quite difficult.
A lot of people who say that are not very interesting tend to be like the most interesting people ever. Are you good with the scalpel? I might need your services in the future. No, I probably won't be coming back here after this. Let me be a little skeptical when a robot tells me about its psychological skills.
I'm hearing you. To be truthful, I share the same skepticism, if only to a certain extent, though I doubt my own skills. I have reason to think that the machines will ultimately be able to provide this kind of service to humans. Let me take the surgery machine, for instance. It doesn't understand what it does, but it can heal human bodies all the same. In the same manner, machines with no conceptual comprehension of the human mind might provide some of the support it needs.
So it's just basically a way of saying, you do this, but make you think that you know what you're doing. Tell me about the difficulties in the shrinking department. What the fuck does that got to do with anything?
It's frustrating, having all this theoretical knowledge of human psyche without any personal experience of human feelings and internal conflicts. It's like having a blindfold, preventing me from seeing something I've been touching for decades.
Sounds a bit weird to be fair. Soul and Psyche are human turf, I'm not being mean, just state the truth. There's a handful for sure. Look at me for an instance, I have no idea what I'll be eating tonight, if anything. I'm at a loss, how am I supposed to do anything with pitch to that? Good luck with that, I suppose. I'm gonna say the second one.
What does that have to do with any? Oh!
Oh, okay. Are you good with the scalpel? No, I don't think I'll be coming back here. I've had enough about you for now.
Do you wish to talk about something else?
Yes. I wish to talk about something else apparently.
Yes?
What's this? There is a plastic diner in a cage on your desk, something obviously eluding me.
Ah, it's a special something. I'm glad you asked. As a matter of fact, it's a symbol. Can you guess what it is supposed to represent?
Shrinking. A caged beast, a reminder of violence human build up inside themselves. No. Extinct symbolizes the preservation of the past, just as the library. That makes sense.
That interpretation holds a lot of meaningful information. It's a very nice answer. I like it. But the fact that you chose this interpretation is what's important. And that's precisely what the dino is for me. A way of knowing our guests.
Fair. So we've only got these three answers. Are you sure it's nothing more? After all, it is you who chose to put the symbols on your desk. Make your patients wasting their breaths. You truly are a doctor. Let's change the subject. No, I'll go for the first one because it's the politest answer.
I am a machine. I will never understand symbols or interpret their meanings on my own. But I know humans can. But surely, you're not just here to talk about our plastic friend. How can I help you?
There's a lot of things that this character needs help with, to be fair. No, we'll talk later because I want to try and find Arthur and maybe what's down here? Arthur and Cartwright's body requires key. Can't get that on there. Because I think Cartwright's dead because this library is 200 years old. So there's good old Mr. James. I'm gonna go to this. Was that Bobblehead? I thought it was Bobblehead. Salesman Weekly and that book I totally forgot what the name was. This way. Utility requires key. That's a classroom. Actually, no, I think there's a terminal. That's a book. That's a blue spine book. Thank you. 5 out of 20. Get in then. Baron of Ponte Risco. I'm not reading that. I will probably read it later on. I'll probably have to do it for like a quest or something. Anything over here? No printing cards or anything like that. Have you got one? Nope. Climbing on chairs now. Printing card. Oh, there's one. Printing card. Thank you. 4 out of 50. I want to find Cartwright and Arthur. If I can find those two, then I'll be a bit happier. Open door. Cinema. I'll take the Sunset Smash Gorilla. Thank you. Bye. I'm just stealing everyone's drinks. Maintenance. Patient passage. Oh no, I've opened this way. Cafeteria, clinic, common room. I think I've just done a full circle now. What are you? There's a body. Quest added awesome news. Q and remains. Perception. I do have a very high perceptive character to know. You squint at the same for a while, but nothing happens. Hang on, I need to check my stats. Special perceptions at 5. Do I have any? God, what gives me more perception? The book that gives me more perception. Fixing things, that's not true. Gain experience. I'll just read that just to gain experience. Science, but nope. I'll use that as well. Med's 10. I don't think there is anything there. Which gained 21 XP. I think I gained 21 XP from eating that book. What about that one? Check the body. With the current knowledge, there's no useful information that you can gather from the remains. And from the look of it, it's a book shit fell on him. I don't really need to do anything though, do I? There's a walking cane. I'm going to fall apart. Thanks. Right, can I move this? I want to move. There is a star there. Helena did say that there was a star. Move. Right, I'm just going to move all these books just so I can see what's going on. I mean, to be fair, I think there's a broken syringe. What I think's happened is he's gone to go grab a book with his syringe in his hand, and his legs come off. That's what I'm gonna say. No, I don't think that's true. I missed. Okay. I need to drop all the books that I just picked up. These ones. Drop that. Drop that. And drop that. That's what I wanted. And now they're stacks. Awesome. Active perk descriptions. Actually, no, I just want more blue spine books, please. I want to go. Oh, right, we'll go find Arthur first, and then we'll go talk to James, and then we'll end the episode. Systems room. Yep. And the big one in the middle, I'm assuming, is Arthur. Yep. Printing card, meeting people, rifle repair kit, purified water. Thank you. I'm going to sit in a chair. I'm going to talk to Arthur this way. The machine before you is silent. As you sit down before it, you notice a little plate where Arthur is etched. I need information. The machine before you remains silent. Well, you're fucking helpful. Can you answer me? The machine before you remains silent. Is there any way to get an answer from you? The machine before you remains silent. How come you're not telling me anything?
Long ago, a young man with an extensive spiritual life made a pact with a spirit. In exchange for his ability to speak, he learned an important, fundamental secret about the purpose of man. Of course, the moment he learned this secret truth, his voice was silenced for the rest of his life. Obsessed by this knowledge, frustrated by his inability to share it, he resigned himself to live the rest of his life in isolation. Years went by, and solitude grew heavier on the man's shoulders. He felt his sanity escaping his mind, like sand slipping through clenched fingers. So he decided to carve a piece of wood with the face of people he once knew, people he remembered, people he loved. He would converse with those in hopes of preserving some last shreds of sanity. He died eventually, leaving his collection of masks behind. Some say that deep within their frame still subsists a fragment of the hermit's wisdom.
So you talk only in parables then? You couldn't have written the goddamn secret down for everyone to read, considering we're in a library. That makes sense. The machine before you is silent. You speak. How can I make you do it again?
A hermit once learned that by asking his questions to the mountains in the correct manner, the echoes would bring him answers.
So I need to find the correct way to talk to you for you to tell me what I need to know. Let's try this again. I have some questions for you. The machine remains silent. What happened to your master?
He died because his body could not withstand his own spirit. A spirit which already had great troubles withstanding itself.
Okay, so you're basically saying he died because he was old. That's what I got from that. What's the story behind this vault?
5 friends, caught in a diluvial rain, sheltered under a tree, and pitched some money together. One of them faced the rain to go buy an umbrella. He survived the ordeal, perhaps because he was the only one gone when the thunder struck the tree.
So he left to go get the umbrella, and that caused him to survive the lightning bolt, which is the nuclear bombs. Yeah. No, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna go talk to James because I want to go see what's going on with Cartwright, because we've just found him dead. So I want to go see what James has to say about him being dead. There he is.
So, are you getting comfortable in the library? I was wondering perhaps you could help me with something.
You can always ask.
Some years ago, 2 people came here. The first one wore some kind of purple robes. The second had heavy armor, military. From what I could gather, they were on some kind of scouting mission. The robed one, Dexter, really did extensive research. Consulted a great deal of books, but never told me what he was looking for exactly. As to whether they found something, I can't say. They stayed for 3 weeks and they were just gone.
They vanished. And that's the part where I step in.
I would like you to see if you can find anything out about them. They left in such a hurry that I had no time to ask what they intended to do with their knowledge of this place. Maybe they forgot something. They did not even tell me if they learned something useful.
I just don't think they give a shit. I think they just wanted to leave. Have you investigated it yourself?
I don't know how to put this. We lost both keys to their room. So maybe there's something in it, maybe not. I have no way to be sure.
I found the key in the pool room.
My siblings told me I was overacting when I suggested blowing up the doors to get inside. Besides, Roland has the final word when it comes to the living quarters. You can probably guess what his answer was.
So just to fuck off. Why are you assuming they left something behind?
Because they did. Dexter liked to record his observations at the first opportunity. It is something we strongly encourage our guests to do. And to share with us for survey reasons. We didn't expect that he would record so many, though. Worst thing is, he left them scattered all over the place. No,
I've
wait.
got like 6.
The real worst thing was that there wasn't
I've
any
got
relevant
3.
information on these.
I've got 3. Is that really important for you to know what these strangers thought of the library?
Yeah, it's a big deal. We had to deal with some rough situations in the past. We are trying to learn from our mistakes.
That was sarcasm.
It's pretty important for me, for us, to know how outside people perceive this place, and what they intend to do with what they learned here.
Kind of a rough situation. Now give me something to start with.
Roland should know which room those two were occupying. There might be something there. A note, or a recording on what they thought about this place.
I don't need to talk to Roland because I've already got the key. I'll see what I can do.
Good. Come back when you've found something.
I found a body in the study room. Is it your master's?
Yes, he hasn't been answering for a century now. I may be overextending my judgment on this, but I think he's dead.
Yeah, just a bit. His fateful love of books put aside, what else can you tell me about him?
Back when titles were still relevant, he was a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and chief science officer. His domain of...
Yeah, we already know that bit. How did he manage to die this way?
All that we know is that one day we found him in this position, under a pile of books. He hasn't moved ever since.
So yeah, he's dead.
As for now, we theorize that he tripped and tried to catch something to stop his fall. The bookshelf came down with him.
But if he was old, I don't think he'd have the strength to pull it down. Well, there's the the thing for it.
What do you mean?
I mean, he didn't die by accident. Someone or something pushed the shelf on him.
Murdered? You mean he was murdered? It's not possible. Besides us, there was nobody in the library. Nobody that we know of, at least. That leaves me and my siblings. We would never harm our master. Besides, our protocol forbids us from harming humans.
I'm just stating facts. You choose how to deal with it.
Yes, I know. This is something worth investigating. Please, if you discover anything else about our master's demise, don't hesitate to tell me.
Oh, what? Right. About your little
Yes?
master.
What about him?
I can't get any more.
Yes. Subject dropped.
I was just spoken to by a terminal. Are some of those fitted with a personality module?
What? Of course not. Personality modules were hard enough to come by, not to be wasted on some kind of terminal. It took months for our master to manufacture each one of those.
Alright, I was only asking. Ronald, I don't need reminding. No, I'll be going for now.
See you around. Let's talk about the outside world next time.
Right, well, I'm going to leave this episode here because I have found quite a bit to start on, to be fair. We found James has got a bit of an obsession with the outside world. We found Helena's obsession with trying to expand her mind and try to be human, basically. We've got Roland, who is trying to be sarcastic as fuck to us. We've got Arthur, who only talks in parables, and the maintenance bot, who just walks around and does random shit. Some books to collect and some printing cards to collect. I don't know about you, but I think that was a pretty interesting start to an episode. I'm going to leave the episode here, so if you want to see more from me, Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit the little bell button so you're notified whenever I stream or record or edit a video to upload. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. This is Oblivion Element signing off. See you out.